Hey, yo, dude, what's your Wi-Fi?
When you see the Wi-Fi, not my Wi-Fi,
So it's not your Wi-Fi.
right?
So whose Wi-Fi is
Not
it?
your Wi-Fi, not yours. That's who's.
It's not yours, obviously.
Listen!
Hey, what's good, y'all? It's p-giovanni, aka PG, aka PG13, aka PG13, aka your favorite non-gay, aka hidden in plain sight, aka too many AKAs. Once again, and I'm here alongside my good old buddy. Introduce yourself, bro.
Hey, y'all, just call me Johnny.
Right?
I'm not new to the game.
No AKAs. And if you guys had remember or watched anything on this channel, I had one or two episodes of a podcast where me and him discussed our thoughts on anticipating the Sonic the Hedgehog film that came out in 2020, and then our thoughts after it came out. And now, because we know that Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the film, is coming out in April of 2021, we're back here at it again, giving our thoughts once again. And in this episode, we're going to discuss what we thought about the old movie again, and if things matched up to what we thought, and what we expect for the new episode. So, Johnny, let's take it away.
I think we should watch at least the last couple minutes of the movie.
Alright, let's
Introduce Tails in, just to refresh.
Right.
Because probably like the first, the last couple.
End scene. I put the end scene. There you go.
And then maybe the beginning, the opening of Sonic 2 while he's in his world.
Okay.
So we have
this
Mushroom.
was funny, man. Yeah, this is hilarious.
So he's in Mushroom Hill.
Reconnaissance, right?
My grasp on sanity remains absolute. Isn't that right, Agent Stone?
Agent Stone becomes a literal stone.
Why don't you get a head start?
I hope he's fat.
Reconnaissance!
I mean, I wouldn't mind
Reconnaissance!
a
Come
more,
on, that's hilarious!
I guess,
Now, come on, right
proportional Robotnik.
here. Here's the
Right.
cinch.
Because I kind of like this take
Right,
on
I
it,
kind
but
of
if
like
he
that
is
too. I
fat,
even like the
No
black suit.
resources,
We,
no supplies.
yeah.
it made him look
apparent
like
way
it's supposed to be
home.
him, right?
A lesser man would die here.
Me? I'll be home for Christmas.
I'll be home by Christmas.
Watch your reconnaissance show. This was killing me every time he says it.
Ew, Mushroom Hill.
Right? He got the voice too, actually. It looked like he practiced the voice.
He has a personality too.
Now we go into the scene.
But yeah, I love the ending. I love
Loved
the,
it.
the song.
It almost
right,
was.
and then-
It almost was my favorite part of the film. This ending scene there. Almost was.
You know, it's a good thing this did very well because this scene would have just been a red herring and we would have gotten no Sonic 2.
Oh,
Sonic is now the most successful comic book, sorry, not comic
He's
book,
reading
video
your
game
advert.
movie
He's
franchise
here.
if this comes
I
out.
found him.
right.
I just hope I'm not too late.
And
Yeah.
it looked. Yeah, he looked so nice. He looked very good, but he put detail into it. I was impressed and proud.
So let's see the opening sequence.
All right, let me go to the opening. There we go.
Man, I love the internet. I love YouTube. I could just watch pieces of a movie
All right.
and then like put everything together. If they do a third movie, it has to have Knuckles in it.
Why is that
This one's
incredibly
supposed to have
handsome
Knuckles. The second one's
hedgehog
supposed to have
being chased
One
by a
Knuckles in the
madman
second
with a
one, one
mustache
Knuckles in
from
the third
Civil
one's gonna
War?
be Sonic 3 and
To be
Knuckles.
honest, it feels like I've been
And I
running
want
my
them
whole
to.
life. Is this too much?
This reminds me of
Am I going too
Station
fast?
Square, but I want them to
kinda what I
go
do. You know what?
into Sonic's
Let's
world.
back
In the
up.
Mobius world.
I love this version of Sonic too. He acted just like a kid, like
Right.
a teenager.
This is the island where I'm from. It had everything. Sandy beaches, cascading waterfalls, public access to loop-de-loops. And I never had to
I
catch
need
a
more
school
of
bus
this.
They
because I
made it
could
look
run across
very
the
nice.
entire island in less than 2 seconds. Also, there was no school. I know, pretty sweet island, right? I was born with extraordinary powers and was told to keep them secret. And like any kid, I did the exact opposite.
Right?
That's Longclaw. She took care of me.
Weird.
She
It
was
really did
basically
throw me off
Obi-Wan
guard.
Kenobi, if Obi-Wan Kenobi had a beak and 8 mice.
Sonic, someone could have seen you.
No one saw me. I'm too fast. And I want to bring us.
And immediately didn't kidney the show up. Too fast, eh?
Turns out with great power comes great power-hungry bad guys. And I led them right to us.
See, what I didn't get about this is, even though she is short, and she used the ring to, give Sonic the bottle, she could literally go in the ring with him.
Listen
That
carefully.
was
She
been
tried
a-
to fight the kidneys. She could have just go on there.
I think she didn't want them to follow because the ring does stay open for
For
a
a
bit.
little while.
So if she went after him,
Stay hidden.
they would go after them. She needed to fight long enough for the rings warp to disappear.
I guess so.
And then too, if the mentor is tagging along with the main hero won't learn
Doesn't-
because
yeah,
they're gonna
doesn't
keep
grow.
relying on the mentor.
I guess so. Well, she has a lot of faith in Sonic.
And we never
She's
s-
young.
Use one.
And I don't think she's dead.
Running.
No, I don't think she died either.
See, it's still open.
Right.
Look how long that open for.
And I didn't get that too, because as fast
See?
as Sonic is, I mean, I just didn't sprint back to the ring. He briskly jogged back to the ring.
Burstfully for him, but fucking fast for everybody else still.
Just right?
But remember, I think it takes him a while to really rev into that speed.
Oh, they got a whole lot of this. We could watch all this then. I could just use this as voiceovers during the episode. So I could probably,
Smart.
after this, this could be like a whole cool intro actually.
Come on, one car.
Like, this was like, ain't no bias. This was like hilariously funny to me.
I'm bored. Tom, you remarried her? No, wait, I'm actually on a yacht in Barbados with Rihanna.
OMG. That's amazing. Please send pics.
No, wait, I'm at the speed trap.
Already? How did you get back so fast? Barbados is in the ocean.
And I think I got something.
Hey, buddy! Where's the fire?
The funniest thing is the turtle smiled when
was
Sonic is
kinda
scared. Like,
Right. What? Is this thing broken?
yeah, make sure my pro. Okay, good. Sorry, just making sure.
Tom, we need you down on Main Street. There's been a violent gang shootout.
Green Hills.
Just kidding. Doug stole a bagel.
But they do need a bagel back. First things first, let's talk about some about the old film, right?
Actually,
Go ahead.
what I wanted to first bring up was the title. We know that it's a sequel to Sonic the Hedgehog, the film. What if, and I hope that they touch this or someone does this, what if they name the movie Sonic and Tails? They've implied strongly by the use of foreshadowing with that too, with the tails popping at the end, that this is a Sonic and Tails movie. It's just called Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Right.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was the title of the second Genesis game, but I think if they call it Sonic and Tails, it would be a further break into the right direction. Because when I was small, I used to call Sonic 2 Sonic and Tails.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I used to call it Sonic and Tails.
Fun fact, do you know that there's actually an next game called Sonic and Tails?
Ah, for real?
Yeah, that was the Sega Game Gear version of, I think, Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
I may have called it Sonic and Tails because the Game Gear version came out around the same time. And the titles, you know, back in the day, this is the 90s now.
Right.
Everything's mixed up.
Right. I agree with that. Yeah, everything's mixed up. But yeah, that would definitely be dope. I mean, I guess it is a pending title, but then I guess it's easier for the audience, basically, and the consumers to know, well, it's Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And I think they did a pretty nice job as we watch the teaser trailer here again one more time. And you see Tails with the spin dash. I just kind of caught that. We have Tails with the spin dash.
Yeah.
Sonic runs and Tails spin dashes. And then we have the Tails with the two tails.
You know, I never used to understand how Tails is doing that because his body's not anatomically made to do that. And also, how is he cutting through enemies? Does his fur get sharp? That's one mechanic it never really sat well with me as I grew older playing Sonic games. Like, why do all of those characters have the ability to do that?
Right?
I could be wrong. Tails, as a fox could probably curl up and roll, but I expect that of echidnas. But you got Blaze the cat and all these funny creatures doing it.
The same thing, right?
Now, Mighty the Armadillo doing it makes a lot of sense.
Right, hard shot.
Maybe SPO because he has spikes. Vector? You have no business curling up. You're supposed to be curling people with your death grip.
Right? Hey, but the greatest thing about this whole franchise is it's a fantasy franchise. They can do whatever the hell they want.
They can do that.
Right? If they wanted to pull out guns.
They did it before and it didn't work.
And
I'm not laughing at
right?
that because I don't appreciate that.
I laughing at it because it's funny as hell.
I was talking with my cousin. I was like, he was like, Shadow's such a cool character. I'm like, yeah, back when we were kids, they didn't know what to do with him. So what they did is they gave him a gun.
Right.
When they don't know what to do with characters these days, what they do is they give them a gun.
Right.
They're like Mario. Okay,
right? Oh,
we ran out of ideas. What do we do with Mario?
Slap him with a gun.
Send him to Afghanistan? It's me!
Right?
Liberation! Oh!
But I can't wait till Pokemon have guns, right?
No.
Because no, they've been on the ideas of Pokemon.
Actually, they did.
And they should really give them guns.
In the anime, their guns do exist. In the anime, in several instances, at least two,
right.
guns were used.
Guns were used by villains.
No.
They need to give people
One was
guns.
by a person who was a civilian, and the next was a villain. There was an episode where Ashton came into a town.
Right.
And it was under threat, I think, by Team Rocket.
Potion, right.
Right. And this guy pulls a gun on a 10-year-old child.
He pulled the chopper on him.
On a 10-year-old child. This is, babe, that's like, I'm looking at a 10-year-old, and they look like they still have milk around their mouths. And they're coming to my house to borrow sugar, and I just pull out a Glock.
What are you doing here, boy?
Exactly. State your business, bam. Can I borrow some sugar? Ain't no such thing as sugar around these parts. What you really want?
What?
To bake my cake? Well, I'm gonna be baking holes in your body, you get
out of here, right? You come to the wrong town. Right?
What they did with Shadow, they gave him a gun. But you're not murdering people because you could revive them.
Right.
But what's the point? He's dangerous as it is. He can stop time. He can summon spears of light.
Right. He can most definitely spin dash and kill enemies with a spin dash.
He can home in on you and catch you. And most dangerous of all, he has skates with no helmet on. Do you know how dangerous that is?
Very.
To kids out there emulating him?
I go roller skating almost every weekend. Boy, oh boy, I'd be afraid to fall. So that is very dangerous. But anyway, you're back on track. Back on track, right? Now you look at this title right here, April 8, 2021. It almost, every time we look at that title, right, it almost make it seem like it's so far away because I keep forgetting that we're in 2021 right now.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that too.
Right, it feel like 2020 all over again. I mean, 2021 ain't going as bad as 2020 in my opinion, but yeah, that's a whole, it's a year, it's just over a year away right now, so if we was able to wait the whole year process in between, you know, the first trailer for the first movie and then it actually coming out, I think we could wait this whole a little 1 year plus too. And the best thing we know about it is, at least now they got the character design right? Well, they showed us that at the end of, you know, what we just watched too. They showed us at the end of the first film that they have Tails design looking very nice.
I was about to go into that. Well, they seem to know what they're doing a lot.
Yeah.
I hope they keep the same cast.
Right. Right.
I think that, you know, Jim Carrey as Robotnik was a very interesting choice that worked in our favor as consumers.
Most definitely.
Sonic and Tails, though. Let's talk about the last movie, a little bit about the last movie, in particular the world of Sonic the Hedgehog. So
In the first scene.
we know there are two worlds that do exist.
Right.
Two zones. That's Green Hill Zone. I'm assuming that's Green Hill Zone in the beginning of the film, and then there's Mushroom Hill.
Right.
Which it looks really stinky, by the way.
It does look very bad.
It looks like a place you don't want to go, but you have to because they did something really bad.
Right.
But Mushroom Hill Zone should have been done better than that. I have nostalgia about Mushroom Hill. Mushroom Hill, to me, in my child's mind, is a place where you bounce on mushrooms and enemies throw mushrooms at you.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty cool place to chill out and relax with your friends until robots come and destroy the place and burn it down to the ground. You know, like what happened in the game.
Right. In the game, it did seem a bit more luscious than how they presented it inside the film.
Right. So I wonder if we'll be visiting Mushroom Hill again in the second film, or if they'll show more zones. And that's what I really want from the new movie that's going to come out in theaters, April 8th, 2022.
Right. I feel like they're gonna touch on Mushroom Zone. They probably might start off in Mushroom Zone, and then I feel like they will get into more zones. Because the first film was more like in our world, in our city, and Earth, and stuff like that. So they should go back. Seeing as he has to go to, well, I don't even think Sonic has to go to Mushroom Hill.
Because
Robotnik stuck. Robotnik stuck there. So Sonic already had a life inside Earth. But we're gonna see how Tails relates to him, maybe, because we don't even know how much time passed in between Tails finding him. That was kind of like ambiguous to me, right? When Tails came through the ring. Obviously, Tails has his power also, or he might have used a gadget to warp him.
I think it's a ring. I think it's a ring.
It is a ring, right? And then they made it look like Tails already knew Sonic, and they didn't really touch on that in the first film.
Right. Sonic has lived in the human world longer than he's lived in his world.
Right. So time has passed. But that still means that in the first film, he would have had to know Tails before he transported himself to the human world. And he was quite young when he was
But look,
transported to the human world.
Sonic is a living legend. You have to remember, Sonic has a mysterious power everybody wants.
Yes.
We don't know what Sonic's role is in his world. He'd be like a messiah or something like that, where everybody knows him.
That's true.
And then there's Longclaw. Longclaw probably tasked Tails with finding Sonic.
Right. That
Because,
could be the loose end right there.
remember,
that makes sense.
Longclaw is not confirmed to be dead.
Right.
She was just shot in the wing with a very dangerous looking arrow. Now, if they most certainly covered it in feces and other things, she's dead because that's poison. And they don't have tetanus shots where they come from. She would most certainly succumb to that kind of bacterial infection. So you can only speculate that their kidneys don't play dirty, that they're very clean. But seeing as they dig underground and whatnot, they could have covered that arrowhead in grime, which is a serious medical health problem for Longclaw.
Right, I could have just imagined Longclaw
assuming Longclaw didn't succumb to tetanus, she could have found Tails, this mysterious mutant with two tails. If he winds it around, he can fly, and that's amazing. She's never seen anything like that.
Right.
And then she tells him about Sonic the Hedgehog with this mysterious power everybody wants.
Right.
And tasks him with getting it. And they find where Sonic lives, which is in our world, which is dangerous to animals of all kind. Seeing as the amount of roadkill that happens yearly.
Yes.
Very dangerous for them, but not to Tails, because Tails can fly, so he won't be getting hit by no truck coon anytime soon.
No.
But I'm going off track. What I really want to go into is that the plot. Will this story mostly take place in the real world? Because if it does, I'm going to be bored. I was bored of the real world. Yeah, I'm bored of the real world now.
Right? Like our world sucks, right? I'm going to get back to that. Now see, that's what I was alluding to, right? Because he establishes life and everything with Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady and the dog. It's like, alright, so he's doing good, happily ever after, but then at the end when they show Tails Tails is like, okay, I found him, I gotta get him. That means probably Robotnik has wreaked havoc in between that time from before, which is why Tails is looking for him. He's like, Sonic, come here, like, you gotta go back. Robotnik doing a bunch of crap over there.
What if it's not Robotnik? What if it's Echidnas?
I think it could be the Echidnas with Robotnik. Maybe they might allude into the, Robotnik tricking Knuckles thing. They might do that in part 2, honestly.
No, I don't want them to do that in part 2.
Speaking of this, let's get
part
into that.
3. Okay?
Right.
PG, we gotta do this in order. It has to be Sonic 1 is Sonic Solo. Sonic 2, Sonic and Tails. Sonic 3, Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
To be fair, they already overstepped that boundary though.
I know what you mean with the engaged. What do you call it? It's not engaged. Where you could actually connect the Sonic
the lock-on technology.
The lock-on technology. See,
Right.
brain farts.
Right.
Yes, I know that's a technicality, but he doesn't belong there. He doesn't belong there.
Right.
But he's programmed to be in there. I don't know.
So yeah, they actually did already kind of overshoot that. But
Yo.
I don't have, for the record, going on the record, I don't have a problem with Echidnas being in part 2 and Knuckles being in part 2. But I do agree with you though, where I wish it would be more chronologically accurate to the games too.
And then I want like 5, 6, 7 years in the future we get to 06 and they do the storyline where Sonic's kissing humans.
No.
Yes, think of dude. Can you imagine like it has the same tone of a DC film, but with Sonic in it?
Man.
Sally, why did you say that name?
Right?
And Sonic's pointing a sword at like Silver.
Man.
Sally! Why did you say that name?
Right. But yeah, I mean,
Speaking of,
go ahead.
Sally Acorn, I know she still has a strong fan base, but this is the perfect opportunity to introduce that character so that Japanese fans can appreciate her.
Right. That would be good if they cross over into
She was
comics
good.
there. Right.
She was good.
She was really
She was
good.
before the comics. I think she predated the comics. I think either the comics predated the cartoon.
Show? Yeah, I think
Which one came first?
I'm trying to remember. I think
I don't remember either.
I feel like the cartoon came first, and then they made the comics, and they put the cartoon characters in the comics, and they kept it like that.
Let's do a quick search on Google.
Search it up right quick.
I don't know how quick right is going to be because my phone is taking long. It has turned to complete muck. But let's see.
Yeah, but I feel like it was maybe the cartoon first, honestly,
We're going to find out right now.
And then they just introduced all of the cartoon characters because the comic might have been based on the cartoon. But in other words,
okay, 92
is when the cartoon came out.
The comics.
The comics.
Yes.
Oh, well, that definitely came first then. 'Cause I feel like the cartoon only came out later.
And then let's see when the cartoon came out.
But if they don't put the Echidnas in this one, that means that's more good news for us because
93.
there's gonna be a 3. Yeah.
No, Sonic. Okay, sorry, I'm still on this. Okay, so they came around the same time. So
you know what? Yeah.
they came around the same time.
The comics probably was being drawn as the cartoon was being produced to come on TV. So that's what probably happened there.
But basically, what I'm trying to get to though is that I believe, and the tone of this film reminded me a lot of the Saturday AM comics.
Okay.
And the Saturday AM cartoons too, because the comics and the cartoons were pretty much one and the same up until a certain period of time where they started following more closely the traditional gaming aspect of the franchise. I feel like it gave me a lot of the Saturday AM vibes.
Right.
Think about it. In the beginning, Longclaw and the Echidnas were very similar to the way they're depicted in the comic books. And if that's the case, there must be a kingdom. They're tribes. Tribes are, I guess, the preface of kingdoms, because you start off with tribes and societies, then city-states, which creates kingdoms. I could be wrong. Whoever's listening to this, correct me. I like to be corrected.
Right.
But
sure they
it
will
wouldn't be
comments.
too far off if there is a Acorn Kingdom. And if that ever happens, I will squeal like a child in that theater.
Go batch, right? Lose all your stuff, all your marbles.
All my
I
marvels.
honestly feel that they won't go that deep. I think they can still play it a little bit safe for this one because remember, the first one was like, yeah, dudes, Sonic don't look good, right? And they had to go and do all of that stuff and all of that stuff. So they got it right. They end up getting it right. So then they're like, yeah, let's not be too ambitious with the second one, right? And just remake all of that and go back to, because then that's a whole nother headache for them if they actually do good on the first one and then just totally screw up. I wouldn't say that's a screw up going into that, right? But then they just saying, you know, they probably might want to play it safe. That's how I feel that they're gonna do, which is why they gave us, like you say, hopefully it ain't a red herring, which we have a confirmed date for part 2 anyway. And
Correct.
they gave us the teaser with Tails at the end, and it's like, all right, we coming back with this, all right, we got this. Which shows that they was actually kind of confident after they made all the changes, because that's a bold move, that's a ballsy move in my opinion.
Exactly. Speaking of changes, you know, it'd be so funny, and not to overstep you just now,
Go
but
ahead.
I just want to make this comment. You know, it'd be really funny if in the second movie they do have a Acorn world, but everybody has the design of the first Sonic from this movie, like horrible with human teeth and everything. Like, everyone looks like that.
You know what? I wouldn't be opposed to that. I would laugh at that because I can see the comical humor in that.
And then there's that version of Sonic comes up like, hey, you look like me.
Right?
Exactly like.
Right.
Like a Sonic multiverse.
Right.
I want it to be canon. I want that version
Right, yeah,
to be
that could be canon.
from a different universe where everyone's ugly.
Right? You see,
Uglyverse.
the thing is, with that first film, right? Obviously, they were confident with the first model. They thought that was it. And they got a shock of their lives, and everybody's like, no, right? But afterwards, I kind of like how they took it tongue in cheek, and they just basically put Sonic in the film after that, and then, you know, I'm like, all right, y'all didn't let it get y'all down, and y'all actually changed it. Thank God. So, you know.
But would the film have been different if they kept it though?
I honestly still want to see the original cut.
Me too.
And I have the Blu-ray DVD, and I didn't look at the extra features, so when I go and watch that, I can inform you about that. Or comments below, y'all can tell us about it if anybody told us, if anybody knows about that. But I really want to see that original cut too. And honestly, the original cut just changed the design, because the film, I seen a lot of scenes from the trailer too that was in the film, so they only basically changed the designs, thankfully.
It's like the Snyder cut of Justice League.
And then right before we actually watched this, like a few days back, I went back and I watched the original trailer too, and just like inside the first podcast that we did, I'm gonna stand my ground and I'm gonna double down on this. I really don't think that first design was all that bad. Only because the second design came out, it was like, wow, okay, yeah, it was all that bad.
It was kind of bad though.
It was kind of bad.
It was kind of bad.
I was ready to live with it. I was honestly ready to live with it.
Human teeth do it.
Right. I get that.
That looks like his primary weapon of choice.
Instead of the spin dash, right?
Exactly.
But
like he bites you.
I was ready to live with it because I knew what they was going for. They was like, you know what? Let's try to make a realistic hedgehog.
Let me ask you something. You're sleeping. It's 12 a.m. You wake up suddenly and you see at the foot of your bed that version of Sonic. Are you going to just say, you look pretty cool? You're going to scream and you're going to fight.
I'm like, ah! Do that thing, right?
And he's going to go, ah, it's going to shoot his human teeth. And then you're going to just get a heart attack. You just see his human teeth.
Yeah. No.
Human lips, dude.
Let's be real. Yeah, it was bad.
They should give him bigger human lips.
But I didn't dislike it so much. Right? So now, going into this teaser trailer that we just watched.
You think he had a human penis?
No.
Everything else is human.
Well, thankfully we didn't get to know that, right? And yeah, the human fingers and stuff like that. That's just the offsetting thing, right? The human fingers, so I get it. Yeah, I definitely get it. And then the disproportionate body. Yeah, the disproportionate body was funny for real. The silhouette, oh my god. I remember the silhouette memes back when that was happening.
He had human legs. These small, shrunken human legs. Human lips, human eyes.
Oh man. But with this teaser here, you mentioned something off camera that you should mention again about the music, right?
Right. It was Emerald Hill Zone.
Right.
And that's a soundtrack you rarely see anymore. So I'm laughing because I want to pull up this picture of Human Sonic. Sorry, I want to get to that commentary, but I want you to see this. I want you to see Human Sonic. Hold on. Are we going to pull up the trailer? Why am I calling him Human Sonic? First design Sonic movie.
Right. Let me pull up that trailer as we speak too.
This is it. Look at this. Human Sonic. Look at those teeth.
Sonic.
Look at those human teeth. Look at the human lips.
But see, it ain't that prominent.
Okay, if this Sonic featured in the proposed 06 adaptation of the film, I wouldn't feel that too bad because he's a little mutant looking thing. But if they use the Sonic on the right, That's not gonna sit well. If he's gonna be kissing human characters, he has to look human. Nothing looks more human than that.
See, like with this picture here, right?
Okay, it was okay.
That's a good picture,
He
right?
looks like a hedgehog.
Right.
But then, look at this. This is the most prominent photo of him.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's
he
the
does
shot
look
there.
good when his mouth is closed.
Right.
You like how
It
some
did look
people,
somewhat natural, and they kind of got the flow. They got it, right?
he looks like a hedgehog. I'll say that.
Right.
With human lips.
Right.
It doesn't look too bad.
No,
It just doesn't
it
look
didn't.
like the Sonic
But
we
it-
expected.
Right. But like he was mentioning, they kind of gave Emerald Hill some love in this one, right? I hate that.
This is the stand-in.
Oh man.
This is
Yeah,
what
that's an
this is what
abomination
you
there.
want to see when you
At my
wake up.
bed.
in
Nope,
bed.
I ain't seeing that. I don't want to see that in my bed. For
You
real.
want to see that?
Nope.
Look at this. He has the human proportions with an animal head. That's it. But sorry.
You're right. You're right. But yeah, going back. You're so petty.
This is the last. Let me just get out my system. Can you imagine if Sega decides to redo the Sonic design and this is what we're ending up with?
Oh, man.
Folks, for those who can't see, I'm looking at a photo.
I can put the pictures up. We can save.
I'm gonna
them.
save this one,
Right, save
but
that one.
I'll describe the photo. So it's a parody of the first ever Sonic the Hedgehog
The box art.
from the very first game. In it, he looks hyper realistic with what appears to be bare chest. Like it just looks like a guy who has plenty of hair and he just shaved his chest. He's wearing the gloves,
Right.
And he kind of gives off some Crash Bandicoot vibes.
It does.
Like
It does.
he's crazy. Like he came out of a lab.
Right.
And if that was the story they were going for from the movie, that would have done
Yeah.
terribly. That would have done terribly.
You know what I bug with? The movie didn't capitalize, and
Okay, this is the last time.
the movie didn't capitalize and sell onion rings right. You should have been over here.
I blame Fusion Superflex.
Right.
They weren't thinking hard enough about
Right. They
this.
should have like do some colored onion rings. That would have been dope.
Colored onion ring. Onion rings
Yeah,
are already
golden.
No,
They could
they're
have
already
put like some
golden.
gold
They're already golden.
brownish golden. So yeah, they should just do regular onion rings. Honestly.
Yeah,
That
and then
would've
call it Sonic Rings.
Sonic Rings.
And make more money that way.
been real.
They could have charged 10 times more than what they would normally do for regular onion rings.
Yeah, because a weeb like me, I would have bought it just
So
because.
that's not even being a weeb, that's being an idiot at that point.
Right? You done paying a whole lot for the ticket.
You're like-
it was 40x and it wasn't 40x, which
Right.
is annoying.
Like, have no sense of fiscal responsibility whatsoever.
Right?
Be paying that.
And I was quite an idiot because I went to see this in the film theater, I think 4 times. I saw it 4 times.
I only saw it once in theaters because I couldn't afford it. But
Yeah.
in
Okay.
40X, it was solid.
Right. Going back to this teaser trailer here. Like you said, Emerald Hill doesn't get as much love as Green Hills get, right? Because Emerald Hills is just basically Green Hills 2.5.
No, it's not.
It is basically
better.
Green Hills 1.5. It is better, but that's how Sega sees it, right? It's always, well, we're going to go back to Green Hill.
Is it
Green
Sega
Hill,
or is it
Green
the
Hill.
fans?
I think it's Sega because every time Sonic is used, they go to the Green Hill.
But don't you think it's the
because-
fans though? Who keep
It's
asking
because
for
it's
it?
most noticeable. No, I don't think the fans keep asking. The fans sick about it at this point, honestly. Because, like you say, it's been rehashed way too much times. It's been beaten like a dead horse by this point in time, or dead hedgehog, whatever one you want to say. Right? But yeah, they use it way
Like
too
the
much.
original
and
Sonic.
and the fans, and the fans kind of like, at least do something else, bruh. And besides that, then from Sonic 2, they use Chemical Hill. Chemical Plant. Sorry, they use Chemical Plant rather than Emerald Hill. So
You made a good point just now. Sorry to cut you off. What if we get Silver Sonic in here?
I think that's a good plan. I think
Silver Sonic, but he's actually the design of the original movie Sonic. Okay, I'm done. Continue.
Actually, it might be menacing enough to work because Silver Sonic does, right? Silver Sonic does look menacing in the game, honestly. So that might be menacing enough to work.
Well, Peachy, what do you think is the going to be the plot?
So, okay, I think the plot is Robotnik having Sonic's quill at the end of the film. He uses that power to wreak havoc in Mushroom Hill, somehow maybe even warp to Mobius. right? Which is how Tails gets involved. Or like you said, the loose end might be Longclaw might be able to ping them Tails. And now the plot is going to be like maybe for the first third of the movie, the first act of the movie, we're going to have, you know, Sonic and Tails banter inside the real world. Him meeting Pretzel Lady, Donut Lord, and him trying to convince Sonic, hey Sonic, you got to come back to Mobius. You know, we have people there to protect and stuff, and they probably going to leak into how Sonic was trying to tell Donut Lord, you can't leave the people that you want to love and protect, and now that this is his home, Sonic might not want to leave because he already has his family here and stuff like that. And then Tails might bring up something about Longclaw, and then Sonic was like, wow, yeah, I forgot about that. So now we
flashback. There'll be a flashback.
Right.
There'll be a flashback where Longclaw is telling him something important that has to do with his speed.
Right. So that's only the first third of the film, and now going into maybe like halfway going in, he goes back into Mobius. I don't know how much of Mushroom Hill they're gonna put in this because he really didn't want to go to Mushroom Hill, and I don't see Sonic really checking to save Mushroom Hill because he didn't want to go there in the first place, honestly.
It's like school.
So maybe
Nobody
they're
wants
gonna
to go there.
right. So maybe they're gonna have like a part in the film where they have what Robotnik was doing in the meantime in Mushroom Hill to get to Green Hill Zone, and then in Green Hill, he remembered being like the big luscious thing. They probably go to the first part of the movie where it's like, yeah, there's no school and I running around the island, ha 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 ha, and then it's like dilapidated. That's going into like Sonic CD type levels things there, but then it's gonna be dilapidated and it's like, oh no, I gotta save this from Robotnik, and then that would be just the whole Sonic the Hedgehog 2 tie-in with him and Tails partnering up to take down Robotnik and man.
You know what's so pressing to me? Chemical Hill Zone. Chemical Plant Zone.
Yeah, we keep saying that.
Holy hell, that would be a very good stage, Chemical Hill Zone. Like Chemical Plant Zone. Chemical Plant is an entire city created by Dr. Robotnik with whatever money he has at his disposal.
Right.
And it is a completely, I guess, mechanized, industrialized area. What I want to know is, where did he go to do that? And will he do that in this movie? Because thinking about it, Robotnik has the means to do that. What if he turns Mushroom Hill into a chemical plant? I'll be sad.
Actually, that's a good thought.
I'll be sad, dude.
Why would you be sad though?
I already explained to you before we got on this podcast how I feel about Mushroom Hill.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
I don't want my Mushroom Hill to be a chemical plant.
Yeah, but now thinking about it, they even overstepped the boundaries more than anything, but because Mushroom Hill was in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, so they have a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 elements in this first film.
Yes.
So they did overstep the boundaries, so Knuckles is going to be in part 2.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
Speaking of that,
I'm not going to watch the movie. I'm going to walk out.
You do that, buddy. I'll be right there
I'm
with
gonna
my
walk
onion rings, dipping it inside
I'm
the little...
a curse and I'm going to walk out.
Speaking of which, though, they were speculating that they were going to cast Jason Momoa. I keep calling him Mimosa.
Stop drinking during the day.
No, his name is Jason Mimosa. Fight me. Everybody fight me. Jason Mimosa.
Is he Mango?
They had Jason Momoa as the voice actor as Knuckles. What do you think about that?
I think Kevin Hart should be...
Aquaman people.
Kevin Hart. I think Kevin Hart should be Knuckles.
Silence. Kevin Hart.
Just imagine it. Imagine it. Just imagine it. If you can't think harder.
Yeah, that's
you're having a difficulty.
That's difficult for me.
Just keep thinking. Just do it, man.
That's
just do it.
difficult to me. I feel like Momoa has a rugged enough voice to portray Knuckles. I didn't really care about it, honestly. I was just happy that they confirmed Knuckles basically through someone being cast as Knuckles, right?
Jason Momoa should totally play Big. No, seriously, he should totally play Big the Cat.
They kind of have a couple of similar stuff doing, you know, laid back, easy, island life thing going for them. So.
Or he can play Chaos.
He could play Chaos.
Chaos doesn't say anything at all.
Well, he's playing Knuckles. I mean, I guess he...
Is he playing... So first, let's
it
go
was
back.
speculated, I guess, yeah.
Okay, you're speculating. I told you I don't want Knuckles.
They literally said on the internet.
I don't want Knuckles in this film, so let's not even use this as a speculation.
Knuckles is going to be in the film.
I don't want him in the film, though.
They had their goodness.
I don't want him in the film. I don't want him there. Why does he have to be there?
They had the Knuckles tribe.
So,
You didn't have a problem with that?
Because that's a tribe.
Yeah, one of them was Knuckles. Who knows? The one where they shot long might have been Knuckles.
No, it's not. He's the same age as Sonic. He would be a baby. That's impossible.
He's about 2 years older than Sonic. So that could
No,
be.
he's the same age as Sonic.
No. Knuckles is canonically what? Well, he should be 18 now, and Sonic is 16 now.
Sonic is forever 15, dude.
No, he actually did get 1 year in his age, so he's...
So did Timmy Turner, but he's always 10. Ash Ketchum always has a
Ketchum,
birthday and is still 10 years old. Ash has maintained that age under that makeup,
Right.
preying on young girls.
So we have... you mean Brock, huh? So we have a teaser trailer. What do you think the trailer gonna be like? Because we described the movie. What do you think the trailer for the second film gonna be like?
Well, since we live in an age now where we have trailers for trailers, I'd say we'll have a trailer for the trailer.
Right.
So the trailer for the trailer is probably going to have a little bit more information. One being a character reveal or a place reveal.
Yeah.
This is just a title announcement trailer.
Yeah.
So this precedes the trailer of the trailer for the trailer.
Right.
So this trailer is the trailer for the title.
Right.
Now we're going to get the trailer for the concept.
Right.
And after that, we're going to get the trailer for when the trailer will be released.
Right.
And then we're going to get the trailer. So let's go from the top. So the second trailer will be the concept trailer. I think that's going to be released sometime near the end of the year because they just released this one in the beginning. So we're looking at a summer. I'd say sometime during the summer or fall because summer produces hype. Fall produces anticipation when it's close to time. So we'll get probably the concept trailer around the summertime where it'll probably just be the teaser trailer showing Mushroom Hill or something like that. And then maybe if this is coming out April, we're gonna get the trailer sometime in January. Or maybe the trailer of the trailer to tell us when the trailer's released, like how Zack Snyder did with Justice League.
Yeah.
Where we got the trailer for the trailer.
Right.
So we're gonna get the trailer for the trailer in December. Then January they're gonna show the trailer.
Right.
Or maybe not January, maybe February. You have to have time in between to produce hype.
Yeah.
But all in all, by February, we will have that trailer. The trailer will have everything we need to know about this film.
Now that you mentioned February, it would be very nice if they released that trailer on February 14th when the last film came out.
Exactly.
That'd be a nice circular, you know?
And that's what we did for Valentine's Day.
Yep.
No homo, me and him.
All the homo.
We went to see Sonic together on Valentine's Day.
Right? A bro date. A bromance date. That's
it's a bro date. You could take your bros out to dates.
Right. There you go.
Fellas, your boy want to go on a date. What you both do about that? Because if you don't go, someone else could take him. And next play could take him, so what you gonna do?
Serious thing.
You know?
Yeah. So I don't think we're gonna see too much of Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady in this one, unfortunately.
I want them.
They were good casting actually. I like them inside the first film.
They're gonna be in it.
They did really good. But I feel like we're gonna see less screen time with them too. Chica sometimes.
No, we're gonna
Cyclops.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna pull a Chris from Sonic X, and they're gonna go. It's gonna be in between worlds.
Okay.
And then we're gonna establish how different our world is from their world.
Right.
You know, I feel like that would be a step in a more medium direction. I don't want to eliminate Donut Lord out of the Sonic universe right away.
Right.
I could do without humans, but
right. But
they're important to Sonic.
Yeah, right.
They're his family.
I agree.
And Tails is no family of Sonic's, according to this.
Right.
Because Tails was, at least I think Sonic found Tails in the original game, and Tails was young, very young.
Yeah, he was young by the time.
A young boy.
Right. So in the second film, they had a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Easter eggs. They basically had a lot of Easter eggs pertaining to Sega in the first one, and I'm looking to see a lot more Easter eggs in the second one, honestly. I kind of disappointed the first one actually didn't have a Genesis in it. Now that I really think about it, unless I might have missed something. Nobody mentioned there was a Genesis, and I thought about that today right before we recorded, and I was like, there was no Genesis inside Sonic's lair. They had the Sega Saturn. They had the Sega Saturn shout out when it was on the map. Like one of the planets was a Saturn planet. But they didn't have a Genesis. And I was like, wow, they didn't even have a Genesis?
You know why? There's no planet named Genesis.
No, I didn't say they was going to name the planet Genesis, but I thought he would have an actual Sega Genesis to play.
There's no, that wouldn't make sense. That's like
It's true too.
When you're watching a movie and the actors are watching a movie that they played in and they're seeing themselves, that's weird. No, you can't do that, man. Now, Dreamcast, I could see them having a Dreamcatcher.
They did it in Sonic Boom, honestly.
Sonic Boom is a meme, but like if they had a Dreamcatcher above Sonic's bed,
that would have been nice. Yeah, I get it.
Like on the end of a fishing pole, Dreamcast.
Right.
That would have been too over people's heads, but fun for persons who are hardcore fans to figure out.
So, you think they're gonna have Easter eggs in the second one?
I think they should put plenty of Easter eggs. I think every film that's based off
of. I hope they really do, right? I hope they really do.
This?
And I honestly hope they put more music in the second one, because in the first one they only had the Green Hills theme.
Crush 40. They gotta come in
Yeah,
there
they
with
gotta
a
put some
theme.
Crush 40 in there.
But then every time Crush 40 appears, something edgy happens too. And I don't want edge in my Sonic.
Super edgy, right?
I like the only edge I want is his quills. Okay? That's about it. Nothing else about Sonic's edge. No kissing human woman. No guns.
Full-blown shadow, right?
Listen,
you thought Knuckles was coming.
I'd laugh at you if Shadow appears at the end of the film. I will just But I still feel equally bad because I don't want him in any of my Sonic stuff anymore.
Yeah, you don't
Shadow
like Shadow?
should have been dead from Sonic Adventure 2. Jinx. We said 2 at the same time.
You didn't say 2.
I did. I said 2 at the same time as you.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
When you replay this, you're gonna hear my 2.
Okay.
Jinx. He should have died. There was no story for him.
Right? They try to drag on this Eddie. They try to drag on all of this back and forth, time travel. They try to, they try to ride a wave, I guess.
What they do is in Heroes, they turned him into a clone/android. I was okay with that because he wasn't a real Shadow. Then that game directly led into Shadow the Hedgehog, where they gave him a gun, made him a gun agent, put him in the most edgiest setting.
As if giving him a gun wasn't enough.
Right?
That's named the
and then they turned him into some alien demon. Why?
Way too much. They tried to get too dark and deep.
But I saw a Twitter theory that the reason Shadow looks like Supersonic is due to the fact that whoever made him, the aliens and with Robotnik's Gerald Robotnik, they saw the mural from years ago depicting Robotnik versus Supersonic, and they made him based off of that because they think they're fulfilling a prophecy.
Oh, okay.
But that's just my take, and that has nothing to do with this film. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Let's see here. So, what do you think? You think Tails gonna have a really big role in this next film? Like a lot of his mechanics and stuff like that are gonna be, or he's just gonna be like the smart kid. Like Sonic's gonna be like, well, I could use mechanics, and then Tails build.
Yes.
Just all yes.
All yes all the time. I think they should gradually push Tails in that direction, but later on. I think he should be a good match for Robotnik, but way late into the film, I think he should be struggling with his self-esteem and him being shy about showing inventions because it was never really a thing. But now he's in the world where the world is run by inventions, and he gets to be himself. And seeing Robotnik as an evil counterpart to himself is the right boost to push him in the direction where he gets to grow as a person. Animal, sorry. They don't human rights for foxes.
As a character.
If he was an ape, yeah, maybe.
I could actually see a second antagonist, and that's where the Knuckles tribe would come in. Maybe they might function as a second antagonist in the film. So it's going to be Robotnik as the main antagonist, and then Tails would be taking care of not the entire Knuckles tribe, but maybe one specific echidna, which would be Knuckles and stuff like that.
I personally would prefer Knack the Weasel to be in this film doing all of that stupidness, and for them to put Knuckles in a half-baked plot like that.
And I wonder what's going to happen to Agent
He's the guardian of the Master Emerald. He has no business chasing after these fools.
Yeah, but remember, staying true to the games, basically was the guardian of the Master Emeralds when he was chasing after the fools because Robotnik tricked him to siding into the game. So that might be
because
in this plot.
It was stolen. The Master Emerald, he only leaves if the Master Emerald's gone.
Right.
If the Master Emerald's there, he doesn't care about the other
So we
emeralds.
could probably see some Master Emerald action in this too.
Maybe he might get Supersonic.
I was just going to say, I hope we see some Supersonic action in this too, but they would have to introduce all of the Chaos Emeralds now. See, that's where they would probably drop the ball, where they want to be ambitious with that, and then they just throw the source material out.
Yo, you know what would be neat? if some of his powers came from the Chaos Emeralds themselves, and the reason why Tails is there is because they need Sonic's power to replace one of the emeralds. So there's only 6 emeralds, because remember the first game only had 6.
Right.
Sonic is the blue Sonic's the blue emerald. The blue emerald being the emerald speed.
Okay.
And they need him to gather all the emeralds together and summon the eternal emerald dragon.
I know he's going into that. I know he's
summon, I don't know, fix the world, fix whatever's wrong. And maybe the echidnas also want Sonic too, because that power belongs to them. Because you know, echidnas have a huge monopoly over jewelry.
Right, they do have a very huge monopoly over jewelry.
They own a John Bulls.
Right? Alright, so closing thoughts, because we're going to start to wrap this up now. So, yeah, the first one, I go back and I give the first one a 10 out of 10, because I did get the DVD. Shoutouts to my pen pal in the States who got me the DVD. So I give that one a 10 out of 10, and now this second one, I'm going to do a prediction rating. 10 out of 10. Why not, right? I think part 2 is going to get a 10 out of 10. I think they stick to the source material. They have a lot more Sonic the Hedgehog music.
That's the sound of us pounding our fists against our hands.
I think they have a lot more Sonic the Hedgehog music. Tails plays a big key role, a good film key role. We see, you know, Dr. Robotnik lapsing more into that insane mentality that he was going into at the end. And it's going to be a dope film, and hopefully we get to see a couple of his mechanics too from the games. Maybe we might see the Death Egg, but then that's going into space and all that. Who knows?
That's going into Sonic the Hedgehog 3 territory.
Yeah.
No, well, and then it's Sonic 2, but
Sonic
going into
2,
Sonic
right.
3.
So that's what I hope that we see in the second film. Definitely a lot more. The main thing for me is, the main carry for me, honestly, would be more Sonic music. Because Sonic music is great, you know? So I would want more Sonic music in it. I think they're going to do a good job, because they definitely listened to the fans and they know what the fans want, and how dare them go back and jack this up if they do. Because it's like, come on, man, you guys knew what you're supposed to do. You have one job now. And
they only got one job.
Right, you have one job and you guys proved yourself doing that job. There's no way you could go back and make it terrible. And what's your thoughts?
My thoughts are this. Whatever Paramount Pictures decides to do with this fuzzy blue hedgehog and this fuzzy orange friend, I have 100% faith that they're going to pull it off. I don't think the film's going to be a 10 out of 10. That's rare for any film. I feel like the film for me would be a good 7 out of 10, because films like this, they don't add anything to the, I guess, the zeitgeist of literature or fiction. It's just a good, fun family film that everyone can enjoy, and I want it to be about a 7 or 8. An 8 would be a generous number to give a film like this, because it's based off of a video game character. But I do believe that this film is going to exceed the expectations that the first one built. So we only can wait and see.
Yeah, and we definitely have to wait, because once again, April 8, 2022.
That's if we live to see it long.
Set the date. That is also true
mutant
too.
coronavirus, you know, let's turn to zombies.
Yep. So, you know, higher power spares our life. We get to go and see the film, and maybe things might, if it goes in the good direction, in the positive direction, maybe things might be things good enough where we could sit down in the film theater and watch it, and we'll be back here again discussing what we thought went right, what went wrong, and what was ugly about it. But we know the ugly won't be the Sonic character model, because they got that straightened out. But
can you imagine Tails with that model? Oh boy.
Oh god. But anyway, that's been this episode of this podcast with no name. I gotta give this thing a name now. It's just us talking, shooting the breeze about Sonic the Hedgehog, honestly. Eventually we could probably come and do a more common, a more, you know, routine thing with this, because we were supposed to do that a couple of years back too. We keep playing on that, so maybe we could keep coming back to it.
Man, we'll just call this the podcast with no name.
Right. That could be the name, the podcast that has no name. The podcast that shall not be named.
The Lame Cast.
Featuring Johnny T and too much AKAs. But anyway, hope
AK-47.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed us discuss our thoughts about Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the teaser trailer and the film, and what we expect of it. And, yeah, have a good rest of your day, everybody. Look forward to the film coming out next year, and go and watch it if you like it. If you use the Sonic plan, go and watch it. Go and go and watch the first one again. If you haven't watched the first one, go and watch it for the first time. And we hope to see some good things coming next year. So this has been us two, and we're signing off.
And don't forget to click the like buttons, leave a comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, man, you can do that. Leave some hate comments too if you want to hate.
No.
Leave some likes, comments too if you want to like us. But anyway, we out here. Enjoy your day.
Bye.